Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Conflict Zone. Please subscribe and like my videos. Today we're diving into what might just be the most game-changing unmanned system on the battlefield. A drone that's being dubbed the world's most dangerous drone. From its exterior design, to what's inside, to its performance, safety features, unique selling points, price, and my conclusion will cover it all. Starting with the exterior, at first glance, this drone projects a lethal but stealthy silhouette. Its matte dark surface, angular fuselage, and slim wings suggest both speed and low observability. The airframe appears optimized for long endurance, a slender body, streamlined nose, minimal protrusions, and what looks like a retractable landing gear set up or possibly catapult launch configuration. The wingspan is moderate but extended for the mission profile, loitering, surveillance, strike. Underneath you'll often see hard points for munitions or bays that can house guided ordnance. The drone shape hints at dual roles, reconnaissance and strike. You'll notice sensors up front, likely an electro-optical/infrared IR turret beneath the nose, and perhaps radar or synthetic aperture radar are just behind or under. On the sides, there are pylons or launcher mounts, and on the tail you might spot small vanes or fins to help stability at altitude. The overall finish gives a sense of durability, reinforced composite skins, possible low radar, signature materials, and perhaps blow-in-lit design or shielded exhaust to reduce heat signature. Its external design is therefore not just form, but function, built for theater where survival is as important as offense. Now moving to the interior, here it gets really interesting, and this part is quite extensive. Inside the fuselage you'll find several critical systems integrating to create what I'll call its combat brain and muscle. First, the flight control system, which likely includes redundant autopilots, inertial measurement units, IMUs, and GPS/INS navigation, enabling long-endurance flights even under contested GPS or jammed environments. Next, the payload bay, which houses sensors and munitions. On the sensor side, this drone likely carries a multimodal suite, an EOS/IR gimbal for day/night vision, a laser target designator for guided weapons, and possibly SAR or ground moving target indicator GMTI radar for detecting and tracking moving vehicles or troops, even under foliage. Camouflage. Inside it might also carry a communications relay or data link module, enabling real-time video and targeting data back to the operator or command center. On the weapons side, the interior payload bay or underwing hard points can hold precision, guided bombs, air-to-ground missiles, loitering munitions, or even anti-tank guided missiles (ATMs), depending on the configuration. Inside the fuselage you'll also find power systems, high-capacity batteries, possibly hybrid systems, auxiliary power units for sensors, and thermal management systems to keep electronics within safe temperature ranges. The fuel tank or power source is sized for extended missions measured in many hours rather than minutes, meaning the structural framing inside must support weight, yet remain light. There is probably a secure encrypted communications module, resistant to jamming and hacking, ensuring the drone can both receive commands and send back data in near real time. Also inside you'd expect safety subsystems, fail-safe return to base RTB protocols, parachute or recovery gear in case of failure, and redundant control link channels so that if one fails another can take over. Additionally, for battlefield resilience, the interior likely incorporates some degree of electronic warfare (EW) resistance, filters, shielding, anti-jamming antennas, and maybe even decoys that can be launched if detection systems lock on. And finally, the structural interior uses composite materials for high strength-to-weight ratio, allowing the craft to survive near combat conditions and still maneuver effectively. In short, from its brainy sensors to its weaponized bay and hardened communications, the interior of this drone is built to deliver in high-risk scenarios, while also giving survival and persistence on the battlefield. Moving on to performance, this drone boasts long endurance and a substantial operational radius. Many of the world's most dangerous drones today can remain airborne for 20-30 hours or more, loitering over a theater of war, gathering intelligence and waiting for a strike opportunity. The speed may not match a jet, but the altitude and stay and the air time give it a strategic advantage. Payload capacity is impressive. It can carry precision-guided munitions, anti-armor weapons, and a full sensor suite capable of both day and night operations. Regarding reach, it likely has satellite communications SATCOM or long-range data link capability, enabling control far from line of sight or deep in contested territory. The flight envelope includes high altitude for reconnaissance and medium altitude for strike, with some models able to penetrate contested airspace with low signature. Its turnaround time, launch, and recovery method are optimized for rapid sorties. In combat zones, this means it can deploy quickly, deliver ISR intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and strike missions, then return, refuel, and hit again. Given its advanced sensor and weapon pods, it can perform multi-role tasks: target search, designation, strike, and battle damage assessment (BDA). That makes it far more than a simple surveillance drone. It is lethal. Performance also includes network-centric capability, being part of a larger system of sensors, shooters, and comms, allowing this drone to plug in and become a node in a battlefield grid. Next, we consider safety features, although the word safety in a weaponized drone context is unusual. There are built-in features for survivability and operational safety. First, redundant flight control and navigation systems reduce risk of loss due to single-point failure. Then, encrypted data links and anti-jamming technologies help protect against signal interception or hostile takeover. The drone likely has automatic return to home or safe landing protocols if communication is lost or battery/fuel low. There may be parachute or emergency landing gear to minimize crash damage in friendly zones. Thermal and radar signature reduction features help avoid detection and interception, thereby enhancing pilot/crew safety. The structural design likely includes crash survivability aspects, shielding for critical electronics to protect against shrapnel or small arms. In a broader sense, the drone reduces risk to human pilots by performing dangerous missions remotely. According to defense analysts, drones are increasingly taking over the dull, dirty, and dangerous tasks in warfare. The ability to safely fly over contested terrain, identify threats, strike them, and return with minimal human casualties is a major safety enhancement for the deploying force. Also, safe integration into airspace for less military friendly drones may include transponder and collision avoidance sensors if operating around civilian airspace or friendly forces. Now for the unique selling points. What makes this particular drone stand out in a crowded field of UV? First, its multi-role capability. It's not just surveillance, not just strike, it can do both effectively in one package. Second, its long endurance combined with a heavy payload allows it to loiter longer and strike with heavy weapons, which many smaller drones cannot. Third, its low-signature design radar/thermal allows deeper penetration into enemy airspace. Fourth, the integration with network and battlefield systems means it isn't an island but part of a system of systems. This multiplies its impact. Fifth, rapid deployment and versatile launch/recovery options make it flexible in frontline conditions. Sixth, cost-effectiveness. Although not cheap, compared with manned aircraft with similar capabilities, such drones offer high return on investment. And finally, adaptability. The interior architecture allows swap out of sensor/weapon pods so the same airframe can perform ISR today, strike tomorrow, electronic warfare the day after. These selling points make it extremely attractive to militaries seeking dominance in unmanned warfare. Regarding price, while exact numbers for top-tier military drones are often classified or vary by configuration, we can look at benchmarks. For instance, some of the world's most dangerous drones have price tags ranging in the tens of millions of dollars per unit. A mid-tier strike-capable drone may cost between $5 million to $20 million depending on payload, sensor suite, endurance, and range. Entry-level loitering munitions or small UCAVs might cost hundreds of thousands. For a high-end drone with multi-role capability, long endurance, and cutting edge sensors, we might expect the price to be in the $20 million to $40 million range, or more depending on export license, sensors, and support package. So the deploying nation must consider not only unit cost but lifecycle cost, training, maintenance, launch/recovery infrastructure, data links, spare parts, and upgrades. Finally, in conclusion, this drone truly represents a leap in unmanned combat capability. Its exterior hides an interior of serious sophistication, its performance is battle-ready, its safety features reduce risk to human life, its unique selling points set it apart, and while the cost is high, the returns in battlefield dominance are significant. As warfare evolves with longevity in the air, stealth in contested zones, precision in strike, and seamless integration with networked forces, this drone shows what the future of conflict looks like. For any military force seeking to shift the balance in their favor, adoption of such a system is less an option and more a necessity. In the world of unmanned aerial systems, this may be the predator of the skies. If your nation or force is looking to dominate the aerial and ground domain while keeping human risk low, then this drone might just be your force multiplier. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dive reviews on cutting-edge military tech. I'll see you in the next video.